My father works in a U.S. Army base here, so he brought his family with him.
Good job. Good job. He's working out here in Doha.
I'm Alu Mohandisa Memeria. I am an architect. I work as an architect.
So you speak Arabic?
Shway shway. I have been working on this project since 2010 when I was living in London, and it's under construction. And then my boss came here and I was bored. And I became an architect to build things, so I thought, I'm bored, my boss has moved, I'm gonna move too. So just followed my project basically.
Okay.
It's a major redevelopment of downtown, so it's a lot of buildings, so like 20-something buildings, hotels, office buildings, a lot of apartments, children's play area, shopping center, just massive redevelopment with a really strong sustainability.
About, you could say 2011, 2010, 2011, I think I visited Dubai, the region for the very first time. And as an engineer, stuff that was going on captured your interest. And at the time, the U.S. economy in my field was quite stagnant. So I saw out going overseas in the Middle East just because of the exciting projects that was going on. Didn't want to go to Dubai though, it was just already saturated. Everything was already built. The best place to me was Doha. They just got the 2020 World Cup. Lots of infrastructure was being built. So I started applying to come here. But at that time, I was getting more offers to go to Saudi. So I said, you know what, I'm going to get my feet wet, get the Middle East experience and go to Saudi. Then I did that for a year. I visited here while I was there. I saw this project that I'm working on now, and I said I want to work on that project. I applied, I broke my contract in Saudi. Came over here, been here since September 2013, so this September will be 2 years. And it's been my project is great, my job is good, I've enjoyed it. It's how I spend most of my time. We're on a 6-day work week, 48 hours. So Friday is the only day off, so I'm pretty much usually working. A little recreation here and there, but it's mainly work.
I started off in Afghanistan, Shindan, and my friend, he knew a couple companies out here in Doha, and that's how I started working out here.
Honestly, it was a little more of a curiosity because I had never heard of Qatar, like a lot of Americans haven't. And you know, you heard of when somebody told me it was between Dubai and Kuwait. I'm like, okay, been through Kuwait, been through Dubai, and I did a little research on it. And when they said it's the richest country in the world, I thought to myself, I want to know what that looked like. I want to know what that's. I want to see that. Does that exist? Is that real? Let me find out for myself. So, had a government job offer over on the military base, and I took it.
A desire to live and work abroad.
It was just a chance to do something different, somewhere different. I've got a cousin who lives here, and he's been telling me how amazing it is for the past 5 years now. So I thought, why not?
I think adventure to some extent, I think is the underlining theme, but when I saw the project, particularly for this hospital, it was women and children, and that's a great passion of mine. I've worked at Children's Hospital in the past, and women issues are a passion of mine. I mean, I'm a woman, and I feel that women are underrepresented and underserved in the global community, and I just thought this was an opportunity to serve women and children of this specific region. And the job description was similar to a job that I had been doing at the time. There was one other job in between this current job. And so I was working in Toronto, back in Toronto, at a hospital there, in patient education. And when I saw this, I thought, wow, this is a great opportunity to take my skill set to a different region, and a region that would allow me to travel cost of a ticket from North America to here is expensive, but from here to other parts of the Asia, South Asia, and even Africa, it's so close that it's inexpensive, so to speak. So.
Well, this is my first position teaching. So before I came to Qatar University, I was actually working for Bank of America. I'm a licensed attorney in the United States, and I would represent the bank not as an attorney, but as their bank representative in different litigation. And mostly it had to do with default of mortgages and the bank reclaiming the property, basically. And I got laid off from that position at the end of, or I guess the beginning of 2014. And that always gives you an opportunity then to try to figure out what it is you really want to do with your life. You get to reflect and change direction, because it's always a good time to do so. And at the same time, a friend of mine died suddenly in March of 2014. And so it just got me to really thinking that life is short and you really need to do what it is that makes you happy. And then I started really reflecting on what it is that makes me happy. And one of the things I like to do is travel. And I thought I need to find a position that is going to allow me the most time and the most money to be able to do the travel that I want to do. And started looking online because I'm a member of several different groups. And one thing that I had noticed even before then was that people that taught abroad seemed to be really happy with what they were doing, and they always had a lot of free time. They had summers off and they were always traveling. And so I started looking into that opportunity and actually received an offer from a school in Saudi Arabia teaching probably kids, even though they had a university, plus they taught younger children, but they told me I'd probably be teaching younger kids, which really wasn't my interest. So, but I thought, because I have never taught before and I'm actually not trained as an instructor, then I may need to get my start somewhere. And I wanted to come to the Middle East because, of course, with my research and everything, I'm finding that they pay the most, it's tax-free income and all of those extra perks. So I was pretty much focusing my search in this area. And I actually only have one friend that lives in this area, and she's an attorney for Qatar University. And I bounced some things off of her and told her I was thinking about going to Saudi Arabia, and she said, no, don't do that. Go try to just send your resume here to my university and just see what happens. So I kind of sent it cold, basically, to the head of a department. And since she's an attorney for the university, she doesn't really have contacts with the faculty. So it wasn't that she connected me with the right person or anything like that. I just sent my resume in, and it worked its way somehow over to the business department. And I didn't even know there was an opportunity available there. And they contacted me and wanted to interview me. So pretty much went from there, and I tell you, it was really, to me, it just seemed like everything fell into place right at the right time. So it seems like this is where I was supposed to be, because after they contacted me is when I started to do my certification and things like that. And so I was up against a timeline, really. And by the time I finished my TESOL certification was the time that they contacted me again and asked me for all of that documentation. So I wouldn't have had it had they contacted me any sooner. And so I was able to get the certification and send them all of my documents.